It began without warning on an ordinary autumn night. In the quiet town of Clearwater, the sky split open. A roaring sound like thousands of jet engines filled the air, shaking houses and rattling windows. People ran outside, staring up in shock as countless dark shapes descended from the clouds, blocking out the stars. At first, they looked like meteorites, jagged, black pods crashing into fields, forests, and streets with an ear-splitting impact. But when the dust settled, the pods began to open. They unfolded like grotesque flowers, revealing something that wasn't human. The aliens emerged slowly, towering and skeletal, with limbs too long and joints that moved unnaturally. Their skin was smooth and oily, reflecting light, and their faces, no eyes, no mouths, just a blank, pulsing surface. And yet, somehow, they saw you. They knew where you were. Panic spread through Clearwater as the first screams filled the air. The aliens moved silently and swiftly, snatching anyone who stood in their path. They didn't kill outright, no blood, no bodies. Instead, the people they touched simply stopped moving. Stiff. Unblinking. Frozen where they stood. Those left behind whispered in horror as they watched loved ones vanish into the pods, carried like trophies. As the hours passed, Clearwater became a ghost town. Streetlights flickered and went dark. The hum of electricity died, and an unnatural silence swallowed everything. Emma, a teenager who had barricaded herself in her basement, clutched her father's hunting rifle, though she knew it wouldn't make a difference. Through a small window, she saw the figures moving, stalking the houses. Searching. Suddenly, she heard a noise behind her. A faint, vibrating hum. Turning, she froze. A crack had appeared in the basement wall, light seeping through like a wound. Then the hum grew louder, and something began pushing through the crack. It was one of them. Its long arm slid into the room, fingers spreading like black vines. Emma stumbled backward, dropping the rifle. The alien pulled itself inside, unfolding its body, impossibly tall and thin. It stood there, its faceless head turning toward her. Emma screamed as it reached for her. The moment its hand touched her skin, a chilling sensation swept over her body, cold, paralyzing, like her entire being was shutting down. The last thing she saw before darkness claimed her was the alien tilting its blank head, as if curious, and dragging her back toward the crack. When morning arrived, Clearwater was gone. The entire town had been reduced to smoking craters and empty streets. News reports described it as a natural disaster, a meteor shower that caused an explosion. But no one could explain why there were no bodies. No signs of life. Just emptiness. Across the world, others noticed strange cracks appearing in walls, glowing faintly. People whispered of noises at night, low, vibrating hums, and shadows that didn't belong to anything human. The invasion wasn't coming. It had already begun.